Center back in 2001 because he knew a lot about what's going on with the World Trade Center. Well, I never heard what happened to him.
Neither have I.
No, have you ever heard of it? Okay.
No.
Thank you.
So try looking up the historical connection between Prescott Bush and the Nazis. Prescott is George W.'s grandfather and George Sr.'s dad. Prescott and others were responsible for investing money in the Nazis. A lot like the Carlyle Group, which includes George Sr., George W., and Jeb. They control investments. Here are some of the people that are members of the Carlyle Group. It will blow your mind. Fred Malik, Willie Barr, J.W. Marriott. Yeah, of Marriott. Hotel change. Frank Carlucci, Donald Rumsfeld, Caspar Weinberger, Prince Al-Walid bin Talal, King Fahd, who is now dead, Prince Sultan bin Abdulaziz, Richard Secord, James Baker III, Colin Powell, Michael Eisner, John Major, ex-UK Prime Minister, and head of Carlyle Europe, Denise Napier, Connecticut State Treasurer, Paul Silverster, Arthur Levitt, former SEC chairman, Crown Prince Abdullah, now King of Saudi Arabia, Park Tae-jun, former Prime Minister of South Korea, Michael Kim, son-in-law of Park Tae-jun, head of Carlyle Korea, Shafiz bin Laden, brother of Osama. He's a representative to Carlyle for the bin Laden investments. Did you know the bin Laden construction company built all of the palaces for the Saud family? Paul Wolfowitz, present head of the World Bank. Louis Gerstner, Jr., former chairman of IBM. Pretty good list, huh? Pretty powerful people, huh? Spaceman, AM 640 Toronto Radio. Hello, Anthony. Go ahead, please.
Space, how you doing?
Good.
Thanks for, that was my email that you read near the beginning of the show, and I appreciate that.
All right.
Basically what I wanted to say was, in terms of these callers that disagree with you, and they have every right to disagree, but I mean, I find it interesting that the way they want to disagree with you is like that other guy who said, you making me wait for the commercials. What does that have to do with your point?
He didn't have a point, that's all.
Exactly.
He just didn't have one.
Exactly.
And he can't defend these criminals that are in power that belong to this Freemasonry religion.
Absolutely. And see, what I find, I mean, people who never heard of your show and are not into this, I cannot honestly see them and tuning into your show and automatically believing what you say. But if they investigate what you say and they do their own research, that's my goal. Not to convince anyone, but to start someone thinking on their own. And that's how I got awakened, if you want to, call it that, because I started doing my investigating, about a year and a half, and, tuned into your show and investigated and saying, you know what, all the things that you say, you do your background, and all these people that, I'm sure obviously you get your emails and calls that say that you're crazy and all that kind of stuff. But all I'm saying to those people who do not agree with what you say, do the research on what he says. Get on Google, type in what he says, and do the original investigation for yourself. My second point is, guys like Alex Jones, who I respect him for what he does, however, I disagree when he says that we can fight this off, this new world order. Vehemently disagree. And number one, obviously, because even the Bible itself tells us that this thing will come to pass, whether we like it or not.
Well, the Bible actually is a conspiracy.
It's based on the families.
Yeah, it's based on a conspiracy.
Absolutely. that there will be this great deception in the end. This is what I'm calling the black magic spell that everyone is cast under, that's believing the authorities.
Mystery Babylon.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's about.
That's right.
And what does the rest of the Bible say? The only person who's going to destroy this system is Jesus Christ himself. So don't get these, freedom fighter revolution ideas that, we're going to be fighting back or something like that, because it ain't going to happen. Okay? And basically, also want to mention a lot of people who do the research end up becoming religious people. Would you say that?
I don't know, because all I hear are people that say, "Hey, I listen to your show a lot," and they're just everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
I get into a cab and I give the address, and they go, "Hey, you're the spaceman, aren't you?" I recognize that voice.
Absolutely. Well, that's good, And
so I don't get a lot of people. I do get a lot of emails from people who say, "I've been listening to you for blank amount of years now, and the more I listen, the more in-depth I go on my own research, and the more I am beginning to understand about the headlines that are coming on the television daily."
Oh, I mean, you look at the headlines, and you read the Bible, and I mean, they're like carbon copies of each other. It's unbelievable. So just keep up the good work, and appreciate what you do, buddy.
All right, thanks so much for the calls. Base here. Hi, Kathy. You're on AM 640 Toronto Radio.
Yeah, hi. I just wanted to give my opinion regarding the military in Afghanistan. I don't really think that a lot of Canadians realize that while we think they're out there as peacekeepers, but that's not the job.
No, it's changed. We are now searching and destroying. Rick Hillier, our top general's own words.
Yeah, and we're supporting them as peacekeepers. We're not supporting them to go there and hunt.
No, there are two-thirds of Canada, but watch out, they're going to start manipulating that poll soon.
Yeah.
They will.
Right.
They will get the whole country behind it. All the big poll companies will come out, because polls are merely mind manipulators.
Wow. And then today I read in the Sun where the military is going to need billions with a capital B to bring the military up to snuff.
That's right.
And where are they going to get that money?
This is how they're building up our military.
Yeah. And
you got to have a reason for throwing all the money there and ignoring our kids and ignoring our health.
And where's this money
Because
coming?
the baby boomers are just going to get older and sicker.
Yeah, and where's the money coming?
There isn't any. Don't worry. They're going to get your kids to fight for their oil.
Yeah.
And
so the U.S. is broke.
Oh, yeah, it's an $8 trillion debt. I'm going to get to that in the second half of the show here, coming up after midnight.
The U.S. is broke. They know we're doing well, so they're sucking us in to go and.
Oh, by the way, we're also in debt. Canada is also in a debt.
They're going,
to the International
now we're really
Monetary.
going to be in debt now that we're sucked into this terror war, that long war, and.
Do you know, by the way, Kathy, I just want to give you a quick test. Do you know who the head of our military is?
No.
It's Michaëlle Jean.
Oh, great.
Did you not know that?
No.
She is the Governor General, and she is the head of the military. After that is the Prime Minister, and after that is the Minister of Defense.
Okay.
Who was an arms company salesman. Yeah.
Yeah, but they're going to make the country broke and now make enemies against our country.
We've got a military arms company lobbyist as our Minister of Defense. Yeah.
And remember 9/11 when Bush forgot to mention our name in the big history speech that he made after 9/11.
Yes,
remember,
I recall that. Yeah.
He forgot to mention us, and now he's going to send all of us down there, so all of our people can go down there and die for what? For something he fabricated.
Oh no, no, not fabricated. Oh well, yeah, but their goal is to get Jerusalem back for the Merovingians and put the Antichrist on the throne. I think. Let's just go over some figures of intermarriages in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia, and the like. And intermarriage is common throughout Africa, the Middle East, Southeast Asia. And these marriages go on between first cousins and second cousins, other relatives in the Persian Gulf region. More than 55% of marriages in Saudi Arabia are between first cousins and second cousins, just to keep the money where it is. Because, you see, they're ensuring that their son or their daughter is not taking a step down the social ladder or compromising the family's interests or spreading the wealth of the family to another family. The government of the United Arab Emirates offers $20,000 if an Emirati man marries an Emirati woman. In the UAE, it's 61% of the marriages between relatives. So you see what I mean. The UAE royal family are cousins of the Sauds. So there's your terrorist connection. So I've been talking about March 20th, the spring equinox, which is, in actual fact, Ostara, where we get Easter from, to the Illuminati. It's Ostara. And that's the very day they started Gulf War II. Their aim is to get the Merovingian family back into Jerusalem, declare a new world order, and set up their purest of that bloodline as the head, the Antichrist. To do that, we all have to be complicit. So they have set in play a mechanism called the Hegelian Dialectic, which is from George Hegel, brought back from Bavaria, the idea of pitting one group against another group and changing the law. It's done by what they call problem, reaction, solution. The solution is to form a one-world government.